chief executive. So the old saying goes, follow the money, as they lay out the money and the amount of money that he has given to the mayor in the city of Baltimore. Says Johnson did not return a voicemail message left at his company's office in Anne Arundel County. Well, fine. Well, it's good enough for him to do work in the city, but he damn sure obviously don't want to own no property in the city except what he can get for no money down, man. So you're clearly your mayor. Your Madam Mayor, your BC mayor, could be just a high-priced call girl in terms of the deals that she's making in the city of Baltimore, or the giveaways, because these aren't deals that she's making. These are clearly giveaways that they're giving up in the city of Baltimore as well. And these are sweetheart deals that they're giving up. And speaking of sweetheart deals, let me see if I can pull up this article. Inside City Hall, heading for Vegas in the name of economic development, 11 officials are making the rounds at a shopping center convention in Las Vegas. As I said before I get into this article regarding your mayor officiating the wedding of Sean Malone and Lisa Harris Jones. Now, I know some of y'all call it the ultimate merger. Some of you sisters call it the ultimate hookup. Some of you call it the family that prays together, P-R-E-Y-S. The family that prays together stays together. And these are some predators that like to prey on the citizens of the city of Baltimore. But clearly, as I said before, where's the state special prosecutor? Where's the state's attorney? Where's Rod Rosenstein that, of course, would go after some low and level rank and file security officers and security guards at Central Booking that they claim to be doing some central hooking? Here's your mayor all the way in Vegas. Here's your mayor all the way in Vegas and others that are cutting deals and giving away steals to, again, these businesses that are disguising themselves as legitimate businesses, giving away city land for less than what it's been accessed for or appraised for, which to me is criminal, But let me see if I can pull up this article, man, in terms of those who went to Vegas. So we can pull up this article. I'd like to definitely get into it and cover it regarding those who made the trip to Vegas and what did the citizens of Baltimore get out of this trip to Vegas regarding the officials that traveled to Vegas. And if I can pull it up, I'll give you the names of those who traveled to Vegas as well. It's a who's who in Baltimore City and in the state of Maryland. And again, as I said before, while you are living La Vida Broca, you got them ones, your elected officials that traveled to Vegas living La Vida Loca, while you live in La Vida Broca in the city of Baltimore. They went to Vegas, of course. And did you foot the dime, or did some big fat, syndicate, some big fat business, some big fat papa, whether it was Pataractus or one of the rest of them around here, they sugar daddies, did they foot the bill? But let me get into this so that we can open up the lines, take your thoughts, questions, and comments on, again, inside City Hall, heading for Vegas in the name of economic development. So let's get into this article right quick, man. This week, 11 city officials are making the rounds at the shopping center convention in Vegas. I told you your mayor like to shop. Residential water bills may be on the rise, and there are plenty of loose ends to tie up in the city budget, such as the new stormwater fees and a proposed 24-hour shift for firefighters. But heck, it's Vegas week, and Baltimore's political and developer elite are hanging out in the fabulous city of gambling and quickie marriages, but let's keep going. The occasion, the Global Retail Real Estate Convention, a.k.a. Recon, sponsored by the International Council of Shopping Centers. Goes on and says, led by Mayor Stephanie Rawlin Blake and City Council President Jack Young, 11 city officials flew to the convention. Over the weekend, Young will return to Baltimore late Wednesday, while the mayor is due back on Thursday. Let's keep going. That's last week. All in Vegas this week, City Councilman Carl Stokes, Ed Reisinger, the mayor's deputy chief of staff of economic and community development, Colin Tarbett, Jack Young's chief of staff, Carolyn Blakeney. Now, is that the same one used to work for Sheila Dixon when Sheila Dixon got in those problems with those emails to Dale Clark? I think it was Carol Blakely, but let's keep going. The mayor's chief of security officer, Kyle Gooden, and 4 members of the Baltimore Development Corporation. The junket is on the taxpayer's dime, which means we paid for this, roughly costing $25,000. The exact amounts have not been disclosed in the Board of Estimates records. And who's the president of the Board of Estimate? Jack Young, City Council President. and many of the costs are being funneled through the quasi-public Baltimore Development Corporation. Let's keep going here. It says, the rationale for the mayor's attendance, stimulating economic development, says her spokesman, that old deputy dog down there, that old white pit bull, Whitey the dog, Ryan O'Doherty said. The mayor's meeting with dozens of businesses, mostly focused in the retail sector, to promote the city as an attractive place to locate or expand wrote in response to the Brews question. He added, increasing grocery store investment in the city is also an important priority. The mayor's previous ICSC efforts helped bring the new ShopRite store to Howard Park, which was a vacant lot for a decade. Council President Jack Young is doing much the same thing in Vegas, according to his spokesperson, Lester Davis. His letting national retailers and developers know that Baltimore continues to be open, listen to the word open, open for business, and the legislative leadership has a vested interest in bringing quality residential retail to its neighborhoods, as well as the jobs the retail brings to its city residents, Lester said in an email today. While many other municipalities and representatives to the shopping center convention, very few do so on the generous scale of Baltimore contingent. Look at Baltimore County, for example, only sent 2 attendees listed this year on the convention roster. One was the county exec, Kevin Kamenetz. So obviously Baltimore city officials, they like the freebies, they like the perks and everything else. That's what you see, man. That's what you see. They're the highest paid officials in the city in terms of your mayor, city council president, but they can't wait to get some freebies and some perks and some jerks, perhaps, man, off of course, the taxpayers in the city. There's only 1 representative from Carroll County Development Agency, 2 from the Anne Arundel County, and 4 from Harford County. One of the biggest groups in Maryland is the University of Maryland, with 7 listed representatives. Now the meet and greet. Without doubt, Recon is a magnet for Maryland developers, especially those of the Baltimore ilk. Here are a few examples listed on the ICSC website as attendees. J.P. Grant, where do we know him from? The Baltimore Grand Prix. Mr. J.P. Grant, Joan Lara, whose Ballard Spa law firm represents the 25th Street station where they were supposed to build the Walmart. Keep your eyes on Ballard and Spa. Tom Donovan and 3 others from the Cordish Company, lessors of the power plant and power plant live entertainment facilities in the Inner Harbor. Stephen Seibel, a leading investor in the Baltimore Horseshoe Casino through Caves Valley Partners. Michael Klein, a Metropolitan Management client enterprise who has a big stake in the new Social Security complex in Northwest Baltimore and should not be confused with the ShopRite clients. Okay, so maybe these aren't the same clients, but they do have some businesses around here. They do have a lot of businesses and land that the city is putting their properties, as we see with the new Social Security complex up there off of Wabash Avenue. Casey Finkelstein of David S. Brown Enterprise, which wants to tear down the Marsh Mechanic Theater to build an apartment tower. And the eminence grace of local developers, John Padarakis, builder of Harbor East and key investor in Harbor Point, whose $170 million TIF tax break was disclosed by the Brew in March and is currently winding its way through the city council. It was the same John Padarakis that was tied to Ron Lipscomb and Sheila Dixon and Helen Houghton. So again, the bottom line is the cost of the city's participation in the ICSC cannot be determined with accuracy because of the paucity of available financial records, meaning they don't want no audit on their traveling, man. Meaning they don't want you to see the books. And as I said before, only the crooks don't want you to see their books, man. Only the crooks, or those that may be doing some crooked activity, don't want you to see the books. It says here, only 4 of the 11 city officials have so far submitted travel requests to the Board of Estimates for the trip. Council President Young and Chief of Staff Blakeney were granted $5,052 in general funds last December to attend the convention, based on hotel, plane, and meals. That's nearly $600 above the $4,472 appropriated last year to Young and Blakeney. So, again, this goes on to talk about mission creep, et cetera, regarding what's really going on. But let me open up the lines. Take your thoughts, questions, comments, man, as we're talking about the time that the city is in. Again, your water bills are going up. Your mayor and these 11 city officials, along with, again, some sugar daddies, some puff daddies, and some other kind of daddies, maybe just some gangster daddies, traveling to Las Vegas. And if I don't get into this story today about Sean Malone and his marriage to Lisa Harris Jones, as I touched on the other day, I'll definitely get into it. But let me come to the line. Take your thoughts, questions, and comments, because I know they say what goes on in Vegas should stay in Vegas. But at the time you see all this violence going on, you hear silence coming out of City Hall. But they're not silent when it comes to selling out the city and opening up this city to, again, the smooth criminals. But let me come to the line. Take your thoughts, questions, comments. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Darren.
Wa alaikum salam, brother. How are you?
You know one day Ross Singh ain't going to see nothing. He out in Vegas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And anyway, he ain't going to say nothing about, he ain't going to do nothing about nothing in Cherry Hill anyway, as long as it ain't Mall Park or Big Town.
Yes, sir. Unless they decide to have some riverfront gambling casinos on in their water out there next to Cherry Hill, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's just a shame how they fleecing the citizens.
Clearly.
You know?
Yes, sir.
It takes all those people to go out there.
Right.
You know?
Yes, sir.
And we got to front the bill.
Right.
And insult the injury, they don't want to show you all the money they spent because, you know, they don't want to audit.
Yes, sir. They don't want no audit. You see that the gig is up, and perhaps they really, doing some things that may be kind of, again, criminal is what we have to look at. Nothing wrong with doing business, but again, why don't they put up their own money? And that's what they're not willing to do, man. And why do they have to send so many representatives when you look at, compared to Baltimore County, Harford County, Anne Arundel County, they only sent 1 or 2 representatives. So if it's something to deal with business, couldn't Backford, the Baltimore Area Convention Center, Tom Noonan, and whoever's supposed to represent, couldn't they have done that? So, what's the reason? Except we see that there's some other things that's going on behind the scenes with this mayor and others that are supposed to be representing the city at a time when they tell you that we're in an economic crisis in the city, times are hard, citizens got to do more with less, and while they doing less with more right now down there in City Hall, brother.
Yeah, and they telling you your water bill, they got to go up on your water bill. Man, it's criminal.
Yes, sir.
It's criminal.
Yeah, the question is, where's that special prosecutor, brother? State special prosecutor.
I would take all of them to court.
Yes, sir. Well, we definitely need to see those that's willing to take them to court on this issue of, again, some type of restraint on passing this water bill or going up in the citizens' water bill right now, man. So we have to have that, just because it's not fair when you look at what the Baltimore City citizens are paying compared to what everyone else is paying around the region right now, brother. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate your call now. We'll take more of your calls if you want to get in on the conversation, as well as we're still looking at the death of this young baby, man, 1 year old. Again, Carter Scott killed in the city of Baltimore, but at a time when you are hurting, when the citizens in the city, black, brown, red, yellow, and white, are hurting, then you got 11 elected officials and their staff, chief of staff and thief of staffs, making their way out to Vegas, man, for the big convention. But I know some of y'all probably don't want to be talking about because maybe you went. Maybe you got something out of going. Maybe your man went and bought you back some Jimmy Choo sandals. Maybe City Council President Jack Young went and bought you back a nice one of them Brooks Brothers suits and ties, man. Maybe you got a pair of them ugly Bostonian shoes. Maybe John Patarakis went and bought you back a loaf of bread, man. Maybe bought you back some of them buns they sell at McDonald's, so you won't say anything about that. But the more you say, the less you say, the more they do. And the more you lay down, the more they going to kick you. The more you adjust, the more they come in with more injustices against you. As I said before, I don't know why your man just doesn't put up some signs. No blacks allowed in the city limits. No blacks, 9 to 5, and after that, get out of town. 9 to 5, and after that, you got to get out of town before sundown, unless you're of a socio-economic status in the city of Baltimore, or unless you have your approved card, which they soon going to give you anyway. They're going to say, let me see that card, boy. You got your card? That national ID card they coming with. I will talk about that in a few days. But let me come back to the lines, 410-761-1592. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the State of the City.
Hey, Brother Aaron. How you doing
I'm
today?
good, Brother Aaron. Thoughts and comments on this mess, man?
Man, it's interesting, isn't it, that the city got money for them to go to Las Vegas?
Yes, sir. And the mayor officiated a wedding. Now, I don't know if it was the coming out wedding of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender
she's doing them
wedding.
on Father's Day. Isn't it amazing that she won't honor our fathers?
But she's
willing to honor the gay and lesbians with performing a marriage ceremony on Father's Day?
That's right, brother. Yes, sir. And so.
Not even my own father would she honor on Father's Day.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Not even my own husband, but she would honor the gay and lesbian transgender community with a gay wedding.
Yes.
and the hell with our father.
That's right. Yes, sir. Well, I don't know if this wedding between Sean Malone and Lisa Harris Jones was a gay wedding, but I'm looking at this picture. You got Lisa Harris Jones, you got Stephanie Rawlins, Kathy Pugh, Gene Hitchcock.